The more things change, the more they stay the same. So, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and we finally have some Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon news to talk about, but it is not good news. The first Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon global mission has ended in failure. Only half of the goal was met, and we were only able to capture 5 of the 10 million Pokemon for the first week and a half of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. However, we still get 1,000 festival coins, 2,000 if you are a Pokemon Global Link account, and that will be distributed because of the event ending. And it is kind of an interesting breakdown because it used to be 200 to 4,000, and in this case it was like 1,000 to 4,000. That it doubled instead of gave you 10x if we were successful. But it looks like the Pokemon Company, they were trying to be cautious about this one. You know, they reduced the goal substantially because when we go back to the original one, it was ridiculous. Target score 100 million. That was ambitious. That was very ambitious of the Pokemon Company to have us catch 100 million Pokemon after the game had already launched. I mean, that's another concerning thing about this. So the final score for Pokemon Sun and Moon was 16 million, almost 16.5 million, but our score was almost 5.5 million with this one right here, and this was on launch. So if you think about it, a lot of players already caught most of their Pokemon at the start of Pokemon Sun and Moon, but the global mission wasn't even going on right then. So you can also assume that the Pokemon Sun and Moon score might have been higher if it was done around the same time because of that launch hype. But overall, it just shows that not as many people are playing the games, and it's kind of a sad little amount right there. But this does tie into some other news that we've had. So this is from a while ago, November 20th, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon launch sales are down 74% on Sun and Moon launch in the UK, but up 32% on the more comparable Black and White 2 launch. You know, not a new generation, aged hardware, also just kind of going into the split sequel version as well. And then we can go into this post right here, kind of showing the comparisons. So Black and White into Black and White 2. I'm actually thinking that, didn't like Black and White sell maybe 10 to 11 million copies in its first year, and then Pokemon Sun and Moon, it sold like 16 million. So technically, the Pokemon Sun and Moon sales were up like 50% in its first year compared to Black and White, but the follow-up version is only 30% higher. So I feel like Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is comparatively selling worse than Black and White 2, which was one of the better sequel versions, as we can see right here. You know, 15 million for Black and White, but then also going 7.9 million, which is higher than everything than Yellow, despite being on the market for a shorter period of time, since Black and White 2 are newer than Platinum, Emerald, Crystal, and Yellow version. So showing that Black and White 2 still might have the largest comparative launch that we have seen for an enhanced version. I think just kind of shows that Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is like already dead. That, you know, we're not even making it until January. Like, we're barely going to get through the holiday season with these games because they're just not selling that well. Because a 74% drop, 1/4 of the people that bought Pokemon Sun and Moon are buying Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon despite it being a much better game. Like, I think that's what people are upset about. It's like, well, there's so much going on. There's so many problems right now with the 7th generation because we have the Nintendo Switch for 2018 coming up. So why buy Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, play the game, invest your time into it when it's all not going to matter in just a year? Also, people, like, they got most of the experience at Pokemon Sun and Moon. So you played Sun and Moon and you were disappointed. There's really no reason to pick up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I don't think that there was enough enticing players. I feel that if Game Freak brought in new Alola forms, that would have been it. Just like 15, 20 new Alola forms, that would have been more than enough to oversell these games. But despite it, you know, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon already did more than any other Pokemon game. We have a mythical Pokemon being introduced mid-generation like this. We also have the new Ultra Beasts, as well as like the legendary forms, new forms for non-legendary Pokemon. It's crazy how much is in this game, but it looks like the player base did not bite. Also, this is only in UK, so maybe less people, you know, the attitude was worse in UK, and maybe it's like only down 60% outside of UK or something like that. We don't have like any more elaboration on the numbers, but it is not looking good. It is not looking good. I could also kind of relate from my view standpoint as well, that it feels like my views are doing about 1/4 of what they did for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Since my channel is based around guides and stuff like that, if we have less people just buying the games, then there's less need for the guides. So that's a little upsetting right there. Just, there's no hype for Pokemon. It seems like, you know, Pokemon, I've already been saying this, you know, Pokemon Sun and Moon died super quick. You know, by February, the game was almost felt done, February, March. There was a little bit of hype as we went back into Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Now that the games are out, people are like, oh, that's it? Alright, see you for the Nintendo Switch. So, I mean, we might have like a year and a half of dead Pokemon. So we just got to start waiting until that news starts rolling around. But it's going to be a couple months until we actually get the official announcement for the 2018 Switch games, and that can be a little brutal. I also want to go back and just kind of see the evolution of what happened with the Pokemon Global Missions stuff right here, because yeah, we failed the first two. First two were really ambitious, and then they gave us super easy ones, like 660,000 island scan, 2/3 of the island scan. That was pretty good, considering this was months after the game came out, and people had already, like, captured the island scan Pokemon and stuff, then also bumping up the prizes. That's kind of crazy to think about, that on a failure, that if you have a Pokemon Global Link account on a failure, you're actually getting the same amount of prizes as though we were successful with a Pokemon Global Link account on the original 100 million score. So it looks like the Pokemon Company has made it easier to compensate, but it's still not doing that great. And then for the other one, you know, 4,034 didn't reach that, and then the other ones we just absolutely smashed. Like the 250,000 BP, we beat that with 15 million, and then just all kinds of like crazy overdoing it from there. Even Defend Your Champion title had over 200,000. So the Pokemon Company scaled down with like anticipation, but we still blew a lot of them out of the water. Like Harvest Pokebeans, 75 million Pokebeans harvested. So now the interesting thing is, where do we go from here? We already know that there's going to be some other ones coming up, that we have a list. Have Fun Mantine Surfing. So if it's earning BP through, or just, actually I wonder if it's going to be BP or Mantine Surf points. Are they really going to say get billions of Mantine Surf points, or is it just going to, you know, get X millions of battle points through Mantine Surfing? Battle points are always useful, it's always relevant, and then win at the Battle Agency. I feel like this needed to be the next one, because Battle Agency is already dead. Joe Barrick has been making a lot of tweets that, you know, everyone he encounters has like 0 rank Battle Agencies because no one is using the feature. I honestly haven't even touched the feature yet, and I just haven't been motivated to, because no one's playing Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The game feels just a little dead like that, so I'm not even trying the Battle Agency. So because of that, yeah, I think that needed to be the next one. That way, the people that are still playing the game as early adopters and stuff, or the people that might get an early Christmas present, they might pick up the Battle Agency. Also, this is going to be like running into winter break, so people might have more time to explore the Battle Agency, and then that could get people playing. It's just going to be really interesting looking forward to the future, because we still found a way to make it work in Pokemon Sun and Moon, but are we going to be as lucky with the global missions in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? Also, next up, we have the Johto Alola online competition. So the first online competition for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's going to start December 15th and December 17th, and then the registration is going to be on December 7th. So unlike a lot of what we had with Pokemon Sun and Moon, there will be no Mega Stones being given away, only 50 battle points, and honestly, I'm wondering if they should have done more than that. Like 75 would at least let you buy a Mega Stone, whereas when it was coming to the exclusive Pokemon Bank Mega Stones, they were giving away 3 Mega Stones. So almost 200 BP in Mega Stones. By comparison, not really sure how to feel about that one, but I mean, they always usually give away 50 BP. It's still usable, it's still pretty free. Probably just one battle. So yeah, you don't even have to compete 3 battles. Just get in there for 1 battle and you get 50 battle points. So it's registration and all that fun stuff right there. So I don't really see too many drawbacks. The only thing I have an issue with is that's called the Johto Alola online competition. However, you can use Pokemon from the Alola Pokedex. So that's over 400 Pokemon right there. Also, the Johto Pokedex has all of the Kanto Pokemon. So it's not only Gen 2 versus Gen 7. I would have found that a lot more interesting. Or that you could only have Gen 2 Pokemon on your team versus only having Gen 7 Pokemon on your team. That would have been a lot more fun, interesting, and dynamic. But then when we look at it like this, I mean, these are all the usable Pokemon. Now we're getting into some Gen 3 Pokemon because the Alola Dex are still going to be usable. Gen 4. So, I mean, it kind of doesn't feel like Johto Alola. It just kind of feels like Alola Dex and then maybe some Johto Pokemon, because everyone's just going to be running like Mega Salamence. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there are actually battles that didn't have a single Johto Pokemon, and maybe not even like a single 7th generation Pokemon, just the way that's formatted, and then we get all the 7th generation Pokemon as well. Except legendaries are forbidden, except for sub-legendaries that are usable, such as the Ultra Beasts and the general sub-legendaries that we're used to. So it's going to be an interesting one, double battle competition. So just kind of like bring the usable Pokemon, get your 50 battle points, that's kind of it. I also wonder how things are going on with the Pokemon Global Link. As usual, I've seen a lot of issues, a lot of complaints that Pokemon Global Link isn't working, having issues signing up, having issues connecting your account. That could also, hopefully, in kind of like an optimistic way, be one of the reasons why we have such poor results But even then, it was the same thing for all Pokemon Sun and Moon, that there were people months in the Pokemon Sun and Moon, you know, half a year later, that were just like, I still can't do anything with my Pokemon Global Link account, so I guess I'm screwed. So yeah, the Pokemon Global Link just doesn't work as a feature that well, unfortunately, and people that want to partake in it don't even get to. So there's like a couple of weird interactions. From what I've noticed, I just cannot find a battle online. Even raiding Battle Spot, it could take up to 5 attempts to get a battle. So there's a couple of unfortunate things going on right there. I'm just gotta keep you guys updated with the state of Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and as it is, it's not good right now. So I really hope the community comes together, but it seems like, yeah, attitude's pretty low on Pokemon, and hopefully it gets turned around with the upcoming Pokemon games. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.